Okay. Had to open my soda can. I guess we touch this here. I think this cube is just floating here. How the hell is it doing that? Who knows? Can't tell just by looking at it. Of course, I touch to see if anything happens. Oh my god. Almost made a minesweeper, but nothing's staying on. Huh, I don't understand what's going on here. Now look at it, huh? Cube, look at it again. There are winning and losing panels on the wall. The glue can help you find the winning panels. For the winning panels, and only the winning panels are highlighted and signed in system black. Here's how to find the winning panels. When you select a panel on the cube, it will display a number. Each of the surrounding panels will also display a number. This number indicates the number of winning panels that border each panel. Oh my god. Note 1. The hint that appears on the cube is different for each side. Oh, for the love of God. Hypothetically, if the wall of the exit is the north wall, then the wall to the right of that would be the east wall, and the wall with the entrance south wall, and the wall to the left of that would be the west wall. That would mean a hint that appears on the west side would actually refer to the east wall. A hint that appears on the north side would actually refer to the south wall. And a hint that appears on the east side would refer to the west wall. Note 2, adjacent walls do not provide hints from one another. Each hint is specific to that wall. That means that even if there are winning panels on the border which will adjacent the wall, those panels will not be reflected in the initial panel's numbers. Note 3, there are a total of 8 puzzles hidden in the walls. Examine the floor to view this message one more time. After that, it will be gone forever. Oh my god. What sort of evil complexity is this bullshit? Only one borders that. 2 border that one. Oh my god. I need graph paper, man. That's what I need. I need graphing paper for this shit. One borders it. 2 border this one. Oh no. Oh good god. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is evil. Oh, good freaking jeers. Oh my lord, Gideon. Here's this. I'm gonna need something to write with, because I'm gonna have to make a lot of example grids. And I'm just gonna have to write down everything that I see, because holy shit does the complicatedness of this thing go up by 1,000. I had a pencil earlier, I had one out. Well, pen. Oh my god, let me give that back! Fucking can I take my water? Okay. A clipboard. Where's my clipboard? Where's my clipboard? Oh, is my clipboard in the other book bag? Oh. Okay. I got me clipboard. Oh look, there's the other pencil. I wonder where the fuck you went, buddy. I've missed you. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a 7 by 7 grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where are the others? Let's not fucking confuse myself. Okay. Oh my god. One, 0, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1. I have the one for that. So if I'm right, this one shows balls hidden for it. One border's here. Okay. One bordering that one. There's 2 bordering this one though. Also 2 bordering that and that. So I'm gonna guess you and you. 3 border you, which means you and you. I think you got bordering. Where only one borders you, and I know that you've one there. You. 2 are bordering you, that counts for you. 2 are bordering you, that counts for you. 1 run square borders this one. 1 run square borders that one. 3 borders it. But if that's true, how only 1 border that one, only 1 borders that one? Oh, they all fucking turn cyan. God damn it. It's made infinitely more complicated. Okay. So it's bottom of the corner. One borders it. One winning square. And above it is... Oh no, yeah. Is you. Two border you. Zero border this one though. And two border you and then zero border these ones. Well, that can actually go any way! Oh my god. Three border you though. So you have to be it. Two border you. Can't be one there because you don't do anything. Two border you, so it'd have to be here and here. This makes no sense because zero border you. So how can you be there? Oh my god, my brain hurts. I don't understand this. How can that even be true? Because two are bordering this one. So one of them has to be here because of how this one works out, but if two are bordering this one, how can this one, this corner up here, say that zero are bordering it? When one of them has to border it at least. For that fucking thing to make any sense. Ow. Fucking brain hurts. Oh, I don't get it. Oh, I so don't understand what is going on. But how? How? Oh my god, I'm about 5 seconds away from giving up on this horse shit. There are winning and losing panels on the wall. The cube can help you find the winning panels. When winning panels, not only the winning panels are highlighted in cyan, the system will activate. Here's how you find the winning panels. When you select the panel in the cube, it will display a number. Each of the surrounding panels will also display a number. The number indicates the number of winning panels that border each panel. See? That's what I don't understand! But how? 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 Oh, for the love of God, a corner's not bordering! Fuck, that's how they're writing it as. A quarter can act as a border. That is so stupid. That is literally stupid. That makes no sense. Cornering does not equate to a border. Oh my god, is that really how they're doing this? No wonder why it didn't make any fucking sense. That's not a... No other math anywhere, by the way. No other system like this ever counts a corner as a fucking border. Fucking nobody. Not even fucking Minesweeper does this shit. That is horse crap. So this one that's got a 3 border, corners could count. But can't because 0 are you and 0 are touching you. So you can't be that. So it has to be these 3. Only one has to be you. Oh my fucking god. I'm all kinds of fucking livid right fucking now. I'm just all kinds of pissed. You don't even want to know. Here's the thing. Here's the fucked up thing. That one's the winning panel, right? Which one of these others are a winning panel? This is kind of self-way to be fucking dumb. Which of these is a winning panel? Which one? Huh? Game? Huh? Which one's a winning panel? Which one's a fucking winning panel? Yeah, right there. One right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Yeah, that one. See? Yeah, okay. So, you are outright breaking your rules. You are outright fucking breaking your own goddamn rules, and it pisses me off so goddamn much. I want to fucking hurdle this controller through something right now. That doesn't make any sense, game. How? How, though? Right there lights up as 1111. My brain hurts. It hurts so much. Ow. Ow. But why? It doesn't border itself. Ow. It hurts. God damn it. It don't make a lick of fucking sense. How can it border itself? How? How can it border itself? Fucking how? I don't understand how it can border itself, because I was counting it as like if these three here were the only three there, that would have one, that would have one, that would have one, even if that one's the winning one. Because some reason it borders itself, even though it just said the borders can't be on the other side, so I can't even equate. Oh, it makes my brain hurt so much just thinking about it. Ow! Brain damage. Oh, it hurts. Oh, I do not like how it does this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even though it makes my fucking brain hurt, I have to try and get through this puzzle. Because that's just so much not... One, something cannot border itself. A square cannot fucking border itself. That's insane. Even though that's basically what they're saying in the fucking rules. For this fucking puzzle. And it's just all kinds of... Ooh, just ooh to my brain right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, turn it back on. Let's do this one. Let's get this over with before my fucking head explodes. There's 8 fucking puzzles in total, I guess. Okay. Found something. 3, 2, 1. Right? 3, 2, 1. Zero. 1, 2, 3. 1, 0, 0. 0 there, 2. That's off to this wall. Oh, that makes my brain hurt. It makes it hurt so much. Just ow upon ow. Okay. 2 are... No, it's right, because you're in the corner, you count yourself for some reason. So it's you and you. How can you 3 border you when there's... Ah! How? Fucking how? None of this makes any sense. Oh, my poor brain. My poor brain. Unless... No, because that still doesn't make any sense. Ow. Unless it's how many borders of the square are touching the written one. Which I guess maybe it counts itself. Ouch. Does that mean there's only eight fucking winning panels, period? Oh, I don't understand this. Because the rules for this explained with garbage. Surrounding panel while displayed number indicates the number of winning panels that border each panel. Oh, why? Why? There are a total of 8 puzzles hidden in the walls. Oh, but that don't make any sense. Oh, I fucking hate this. Oh my god. Nope. We're already done. These rules are nonsensical. Fuck this. We're gonna see if someone else on the internet can explain this better, at least, that I can undo this fucking room. Oh my god, it might or might not include a square itself. See? You can't say how many winning panels border itself, but if it might also win that panel, if it also might include itself, because you don't state that in your fucking rules. Oh. Get it. We're just cheating because the rules for this don't make any sense. Because it's just looking up like the type of thing for own rules and it says it might or might not include, and that's like, that's too much fucking randomness. Even though the rule states nothing about this in a thing. So it just, oh my god. I guess first things first, maybe I can figure this out. Okay. So unless it's a 1, does it include itself? Ah. So no, that one maybe. Okay. Some kind of word patterns on it. Nothing happens if you touch them though. Maybe something's missing. Like what? I don't know, my head hurts. Why can I still fuck with the wall? Why recognize that puzzle? Why is it doing out here? Ow! Fucking head. Hurts a lot. And this thing makes no sense. Okay, let me take a look at this. I think I understand it. So, it includes itself unless there's a puzzle that happens to be there. Ow. God, why did it not say that? Oh, it's not counting corners, it's counting itself, which is actually even more confusing, because at times it will count itself, and other times it won't, even though in the fucking explanation it doesn't say anything about that. Oh, my head. Fucking not think about it. exercise machines be put around? No, I don't think so. That's what it seems to me. I don't ruins everything. Seriously, this is damn it, I can't remember. Here's the save. Brain hurt. So, oh, that one does count itself though. So that roll doesn't work. Why is it just pulling out puzzles from older rooms? Oh, did it really have to do with a dartboard puzzle? I hate this so much. It would count itself if I had to guess the two lower left corner. Yep. Ah. Fuck me. Oh, it's hurting my brain the more I think about it. Oh no, I can't touch them. Oh, no, wait, maybe I can. Maybe I can. Oh, no. Yes. I'm unlocking them all. It still makes my fucking head hurt. Just thinking about it. Oh, great. Okay, other wall. I'll try this one. Oh, fuck me. Oh, great, oh my god. Why? Nope, we're cheating for this wall. I was able to figure out a couple of them, so I'm somewhat impressed with myself. What? Oh, dear god. It's inconsistent. It's even worse than I thought, folks. I gotta try to remember shit from older puzzles? But why? Oh, it's so much. I couldn't even do the dart one the last time. So I need to make it all red this time. Okay. So I just need to change it all. I need to change it all to the one color. Oh no. Fuck. Oh, brain. Why? Okay. No! No, what to do. Okay. Just need to think. Do that one. Then that one. And then that one. And then that one. And then that one. No! Fuck! What? But then, how? Oh, no. No. Yes. Okay. I did that one. I solved it. This must be it here. Look, there's more thumb. No, thank God. Discard the things, get the fuck out. Oh, I hate this room already. What the fuck? It spokes to the wall puzzle, man. Fuck that thing. Q Chamber Special AP game. What? Q Chamber Special AP game? Oh no. Oh my god, there's a special what? Oh, as it wasn't confusing enough. Try for 9 with 6 cooperators. Second hand, sure we must be the only ones to surpass 9. Oh my. Oh, just grab thing. Heavy thing. Oh dear. I think we'll be able to figure that out, but it still fucking hurts my head. Roll the dice, move them to where they need to go. The direction of each side of the die must match a specific pattern. Choose which die you would like to move by selecting and roll vertically. What? I didn't match specific. I don't even remember what the pattern is. Aye. Fuck that there. Okay, I feel like maybe an illustration of a dice game. No, I want the dice game, you fucking thing. No, fuck, not that one. Oh yeah, I skipped that, because that was bullshit. I don't have those 2 files. I hope that doesn't bite me in ass. Frequency list, pastrami, paper with crawling on it. No. Oh great, that means I missed 1 period. That, but I don't know where it all goes, because I don't know where to put it. There's that, and then there was, and then there was another. Oh, there you are. But I don't know where on the thing. I don't know where on the thing they're supposed to go. Shit. Wait, what? You got a score of the hunter with 3 darts. Oh, fuck. I need to read the whole thing and I stopped skipping through it. Darts. However, the first dart must land in the green area, second blue, and third in the red area. Okay, so it's got to be like that, and I need to get to 100. Oh, okay. I only have to get to 100, though. That's a bit better than 91, and I can't do cheaty bullseye bullcrap thing. Pick a red one. Not good enough. Okay. Oh wait, it's gotta be blue, that's right. Then we'll just kind of be like, all 8? Why is all the blue 8? Why is all the blue 8? That'll make no sense. The brain hurt so much. Fuck you, 14. Here we go. Red blue's only 8. high though. Oh, 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 oh! Did I do it? No! No, it's so close! No! Fuck! This groove, man! No, I didn't mean to do that, I'm sorry! I'm so sorry! Dice or purple books? Huh? Something wrong? No, the pages are blank. It's just what? What pictures put in between the pages here? Maybe how it looks like. Oh, I forgot a hint. Oh my god, I have hints! Oh, I know where to put things now! Oh, thank god. Okay, we can do dice now. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Second blue dice. Needs to be right here, but a 5. Yeah. Then a 6 next to 5. And 2 spaces there. Yeah, that's where it needs to be by now, too. A 3 down there. Four. Because they're not facing the right way? But how am I going to make them face the right way? Seriously, how the fuck do I accomplish that? They gotta be in super specific places? Am I sure I'm doing this right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, crap. But how? I don't understand. Unless... I mean, it's different, but that's not right. Is it a mirror image? What if it's a mirror image? Oh, but even if it is... And okay, that's in the right position. Shit. Oh no. What? Oh, I hate this. Left, left. God damn it! Alright, okay. Oh God, thank Christ. Give me that fucking card. Oh, fucking Jesus, I hate this room and really hope the third game has nothing fucking like this. Fucking darts again. That's 39. Which one to do after that? Ha! Fuck you. High school board means likely to be a judge. Okay. Now we won the last one. Hopefully it's not pure insanity. No. Oh, that's right. I need to be over here. Look at that. Look, he turned it on. Okay. US, A, and B are all pairs consisting of two people. C, D, and E are solos consisting of single people. Come on, you fucker. First move the pairs A and B to the blank pairs on the left under pair. Next move solos C, D, and E to the blank pairs on the left over solo. Pair and solo align vertically with verses between them will face off against one another in an AP game. Use a vote for the US pair, either ally or prey. The results of your match will display along with the results from the other teams. If the correct number of people each the target VP after playing pair on the game will be definitely choose ally. 3 people definitely choose betray. 1 is a mysterious mirror man. I don't wanna know. Either way, I don't think they can ever go. We'll just put the pairs in, because that don't really matter. D, E, C. Gotta be honest, it's a fucking tedious one. I might just have to cheat. I don't know, I don't know. Who fucking cares? Oh. Okay. Think we got lucky. We must be the only ones to press 9. Okay. Strive for 9 with 6 cooperators. Well, we'll put you guys up here. Because who cares about that? Put you there. You there, yes. You there. This dude do that all the time. Yeah, fuck, that'll work. Let's just do that. We'll do that again. I definitely cheated with the wall. There's no way I was getting past the fucking wall thing. Sorry. Good job, you opened it. Well done. Redacted. Give me a second. No! So this is the last room. That was the last go file. Awesome! Means we're definitely reaching the end, and I shouldn't have to do another one of you guys ever. Another one of these things again. Oh yeah, passwords. Sun, star, star. Yes. Yes, it's open. Okay, then let's see what we got here. First off, 2-star cards. Look at this. Silver. Radical 6 cure? Oh, thank goodness. I didn't know what to say. Cork is gonna be okay. Is he crying? Right? Get out of here. We need to stuff Cork and Alice. Yeah, you're right. Shrek. Let's get moving. Why is it still letting me do that? Jeez, one more time. 3, 2, 1, go.
It opened.
We should get back to the Floor A warehouse then.
Hey, wait. You guys
What?
hear something? You didn't hear that? It came from over here. It sounds like something's turning on. See, I told you. The screen wasn't on
Right.
before.
Guess it was set to turn on when we opened the door.
It looks like an authentication screen. I think we need to put in an ID and a password.
Yeah, but what?
So I noticed the illustration. Lions eating the sun? Lions eating the sun. Lions eating the sun. Memento mori. If the ninth lion ate the sun. Remember death. Oh, of course. This was the real ninth lion. But if that was the case... I don't suppose I can look at her ID card again, can I? Because I haven't the first clue of, You know, Jumpy Doll has to be the password for this one. It's the only place I haven't used it, right? Which means I need to remember her ID, but I don't think it gave me that file. Brother, bracelet, root beer, flow, hazmat, loading, reaching, journal, jumpy doll. See report tax over here. Oh, that's right, it's in. Suppose you're gonna be really nice to me, are you, game? Are ya? Don't be mean. Don't maybe try and find the fucking thing. Fuck! Huh? Plus one? Plus one? There's something more about the bond activation passwords. Those passwords, they aren't just gibberish, there's something hidden in each one. Plus one. again. Already know that one's R. My brother. That one's a C. And that Q is R. I have to add Z. That goes with the E. R goes to S. G goes to H. J goes to K. PXR. So D goes to E. X goes to Y, right? R goes to S. My brother. Crash keys. LXQ. L goes to M. X goes to Y. Q goes to R. LHC. L goes to M. C goes to D, right? LHC. L goes to M, H goes to I, C goes up to D, NMR, N goes to O, M goes up to N, R goes up to S. Myrmidons. My brother Crash Keys Myrmidons. This last one. E goes to F. Q again goes to R. D should be E, right? Yeah, D goes to E. I do have the alphabet in front of me, by the way, because I don't remember the shit off my head, and it makes translating this faster. Go up to E. Why should X? No, C. I was the way Z. R goes to S. Freeze. R E E. Let's see what this is. N D K. N goes up to O. T goes up to U. K goes up to L. My brother, Crash Keys, Myrmidons, Freezed Soul. Password is Jumpy Doll, obviously. What about there's more than just the bomb password? I wonder if these translate into anything. Give me a minute. G goes to H. T goes to U. F goes to G. Hug. D goes to E. M goes to N. L goes to M. Maybe not. There's another one I could try translating real quick. M goes to N. I goes to J. Yeah, fuck no, those those don't go in anything. Okay. So, you have my brother. Crash keys. You have Myrmidon. Freeze. Freeze. It's spelled weird. Soul. Ninth line ate the soul. Galactic 9 ate the sun. So we got my brother Crash Freeze, Myrmidon, Freeze Soul. Freeze Soul spelled weird, but it might be Freeze Soul, as in like free the soul. Not the ice one. My brother Crash Freeze, Myrmidon's Freeze Soul. The password is Jumpy Doll. It has to be. So I would say the old woman is Akane, but it doesn't make any sense for her to be Akane because of Clover and Alice. So that can't be it. Why would Jumpy Doll come into the thing with passwords? My brother, Crash Keys, Myrmidon's Free Souls. That's gotta be what? The hint to the ID, right? I'm rather confident that Jumpy Doll is gonna be the password. My brother, Crash Keys, Myrmidon's Free Soul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jesus fucking Christ. They're all 9. They're all 9. They're all 9. They're all fucking 9. Are they all usernames or something? How do I... It's just her username, but I don't know how to spell it. I don't even remember what her name was. I really don't want to go back. You know what? Let's go with the original theory. All these translates on they're all 9, but maybe they're nothing. Maybe they're nothing. Maybe they come out later. But they do translate to my brother Crash Keys, Myrmidon's and Free Soul. I'm looking up how to spell what's your face's name. Virtue's last reward. Old lady's name. No. Hiroshiki. Hiroshiki. Wasn't that Akane's last name? Maybe it did have to do with Akane. I didn't think it did because there's something wrong with the whole Clover thing. I guess cloning technology is a thing, but that doesn't really make any sense. I mean, she did it once before. Is she really doing it again? What's going on? Oh, right. I need to actually put it into the chicken. Okay, you. Raz. Fortunately, my fault. Probably should have written down her fucking name when I saw it. Thank you. Let me know the password is Jumpy Doll. And the head. Jumpy. Do.
Sigma! Look!
You're
Akane.
Akane.
Her name is Akane Kurashiki. I've been looking for her for a very long time.
Oh, that's right. She did say that several times. He walked towards her, slowly, carefully, almost seems afraid of scaring away. He reached out.
She's a hologram.
He squeezed his eyes shut.
Akane.
Put his hand around in the air and let fall to his side. There was a moment of sad silence as he began to speak.
I see you finally arrived. I've been waiting for you. Well, I suppose that's slightly inaccurate. What you see now is a holographic message I recorded before you came here. Unfortunately, this means I will not be able to answer your questions, at least not directly. I hope you will understand. Now, where to begin? You probably have a great many questions. What day is it? Where are we? Who is Zero? And what does he have to do with Akane Kurashiki? But I imagine there is one question that rises above all the others. Why were we brought here? The answer to that is simple. Everything that has happened here is part of our plan. All of this was required for the success of the AB project. I assume you heard the name by now, at least. In any event, you were all needed in order to execute our plan. The Nonary game was necessary for the same reason. Your question now, I imagine, is just what is this AB project?
It's not the only
The
one.
answer to that is also simple. Allow me to explain. We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of two people into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
What do you mean the past? No, the words were out of my mouth. I realized that no one there can answer your question. Not Fly, not Tim Eugene, certainly not Pre-Court Hologram.
Have you figured out what this room is? I assume you saw the Q on the door. It stands for quantum. That makes this the quantum room.
We won't really change the subject, so I didn't pause it. There's nothing we can do, of course, but I felt it's painful for us.
Take a look at the rear of the room. Do you see that large enclosure? That houses our quantum computer. The systems that control this entire facility run on that machine. That includes the construct you refer to as Zero Jr., as well as the golems. All of them do their thinking in that box. Isn't that strange, though? It seems contrary to how we perceive the world. The body, the thing that you see and interact with, is somewhere else. But the mind and all its thoughts are in this box. Perhaps it isn't so strange, though. Perhaps humans are the same, with our minds and thoughts existing separate from our bodies. Our core is in our head, of course. We all have individual brains, think individual thoughts, and act according to individual wills. That makes communication difficult, though.
Wait, does that mean Zero's Junpei? Because Junpei was the one that just technically saved Akane in the last one. If Timiyagi's looking for her, does that make her Snake? Make him Snake? And then why is Clover so damn young? and Alice.
So, we're forced to rely on inefficient mediums like language,
Holy
photographs,
shit, the freeze
nonverbal
chambers.
cues, etc., to transmit information.
By 2020, the freeze chambers, that would explain two of them at the very least. Both Alice and Clover were in there, and the third one would be, if Kay grew up, maybe Kay? He's the only one I think to throw in there.
Each one of us is an individual, and we have no direct connection to anyone else.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the three in the freeze chambers have to have been Kay, Clover, and Alice. Kimioji could be Snake, but that doesn't make any sense. Snakes would have lost them.
But is that really true? In the dimensions we are most familiar with, yes, it is. If we look at things from another higher dimension, however, we may all be connected after all, like the branches of a tree or a rhizome.
Also, this thing's getting the quantum mechanics, which might be a little bit too advanced for a video game.
Imagine a horizontal cross-section of the root system of a large tree.
I hope you guys really know what you're talking about.
All you can see are the spots where the roots intersect the plane of your cross-section. In the two dimensions you see, the roots all appear to be individual things with no connection to one another. But this isn't the case. If you expand your view and look at the root system in 3 dimensions instead of only 2, you see the truth. All the roots join together at the trunk. In 2 dimensions, they appear to be separate. But if you look at the roots, you see things that might appear to be separate from one another in 3 dimensions could be connected to one another if you look at them in 4 dimensions. Doesn't that at least seem like it could be a possibility?
I guess. Maybe thinking about it a little too complicated,
I
though.
believe that is how human consciousness actually works. Well, I'm not the only one, I suppose. Zero and I share that belief.
Morphogenetic field theory.
It's only sound like nonsense. Open my mouth, that's what I meant, but Connor's already talking again.
Now, when I talk about a 4th dimension, I'm referring to the 4th dimension used in Minkowski space-time. Let's start with a single dimension, where all that exists is a point. Connect points to one another, and you have a line. In 1 dimension, the only surface you can create is that, a line. But move to 2 dimensions and create more lines, and you can create shapes. These are 2-dimensional surfaces. Move up to 3 dimensions, and you can connect these shapes to one another and form 3-dimensional objects. Now you have a 3-dimensional surface, which encompasses a volume of space. Connect 3-dimensional objects to one another, and you form a 4-dimensional object, which encompasses a volume of both space and time.
Yeah, they weren't going to be able to get a graphic done.
It is on that 4th dimensional axis that our minds are connected. If that was true, then what would prevent anyone from sending their consciousness backward or forward in time? That theory is the foundation of the AB project. The A represents after, and the B represents before. It probably sounds silly to you. A ridiculous story made up by a bad old woman. But look at what's happened to you. You've seen many different worlds and timelines, haven't you, Sigma? And what about you, Phi? I know you have too. Am I wrong? Tenmyoji should know what I'm talking about as well. I believe you experienced something very similar nearly half a century ago. You sent your consciousness to the past to help save a little girl's life.
No, okay, stop. Back up, rewind. Okay, so Tibioji is Junpei then. Tibioji would have to be Jumpy then. Okay, that makes more sense to one of my theories earlier. Who's Zero then?
It was a long time ago, but perhaps you still remember.
Yeah, of course I do. How could I forget? That little girl was you, Akane.
It only feels like fine I were outsiders trespassing something we had no right to see. His face was fraught with the taunting emotions he looked into Akane's eyes. It seemed almost like she was looking back at him.
Now, unfortunately, my time is up.
So it's actually Junpei then.
The final stage of the project will begin very soon. I need to go prepare the next time we meet. I can tell you the rest of the story, so come and find me. I'll be waiting. One last thing, the cat in the box. Is it alive or is it dead? Sigma, Phi, you will decide its fate. Goodbye.
Wait! Akane, wait!
Oh, Tenmyoji, I can almost see you. You don't need to worry. Everything is going to be okay. I will see you again one day. I promise. But I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a little longer.
Wait! Akane!
No, I don't think I ever learned Junpei's last name. Oh, come on, I know it's one of these. Nonary veterans. Junpei. Right. I don't know if I ever learned his last name. Then she was gone. Yoji clasped his knees and his back hunched and shaking. Saw tears land on the white knuckle fist and he pressed against his thighs. Kept quiet. What was there to say? Fine and I looked at one another, nodded silently. Shaking hand, Yoji put bug right out of his pocket. It was a picture of a girl. All that we'd been through, her smile was enough to break your heart. Okay. So I think I definitely figured out who's in the pods. Clover, Alice, and the only other person I can think of was Kay. When I went to her house on the floor. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. It can't have been Kay. Who was the third one? Sigma, maybe? No. Phi was abducted in the same year. We made our way to the warehouse on floor A and met up with 2 others. It took only a few minutes to decide to head to the infirmary. We are being treated out of support for Article 6. Even though auxiliary I found in the carry room, she quickly prepared it in. Checked it out in court.
Thank goodness. It will take some time for them to recover completely, but they should be fine. Good.
Indeed.
Thank you, Luna.
At least know 2
And
of
thanks for finding the medicine, you guys. Thank you so much.
them.
No need to thank us.
Timothy said nothing, just walked over Fork's unconscious body. Took a small boy's hand though and held it tight. I could see tears in the corner of his eyes as he turned away from us. Dear, where'd he gone? Ain't long to find him. He was sprawled unconscious on the floor beneath the sink.
Oh, we found those in the crew quarters. Before you returned, we went to check on the bomb in room 2, and we found them there. Of course, the bomb was indeed turned off. Thank you again for dealing with them. You are, quite literally, lifesavers. You have my eternal gratitude.
I called darkly and looked pointedly around the room. Then I stared at Fi to see if she was doing the same thing. Oh shit, that's really... Right back to floor A where I was split aviary, especially me, Faye, Kay, and Luna. Clover and Team was decided to remain in the infirmary just in case something happened to Alice and Corcadillo. Luna will represent Clover's team. Corcadillo sleeping, and Kay will represent their team by default, which left me, Fi, and Tim Yogi.
No, I'll let you handle it. I chose Betray in the last round. You probably don't trust me right now.
What doesn't matter?
Excuse me. I apologize for interrupting, but I think you should be the one to vote in the next round fight.
Why?
You already have 9 BP. There's no reason for you to choose Betray now, you see?
Hey, you're actually gonna actually try
Not necessarily.
What does it matter what he's suggesting? We're almost there. We just have to play the A-B game 3 more times. Then we can all get 9 points. But that means each representative has to choose ally all 3 times. Okay, I'll vote. You sure you're alright with this, Sigma?
Yeah, well, I trust you. I hadn't heard to start.
Shall we open the doors?
And Ambidex 45.
Oh, right. We have to wait for the deadline.
Oh. Well, we could vote earlier, but then each voter would be stuck inside the AB room for 45 minutes.
Okay, let's go back to the infirmary then.
I agree. Please, lead the way.
Hold on. I just remembered something. The AB room on the left, in one of the other histories, she...
Oh, yeah. You're right. Kai's body was in there. What does this mean? Why did we find her body
Maybe
this time?
because she wasn't murdered.
But how? When did history change?
Do you remember what Akane said?
The cat in the box. Is it alive or is it dead, Sigma?
And Schrodinger's cat
Exactly.
thing? I wonder what she means by
Perhaps she was
thing.
saying her own fate wasn't decided yet. The history where she's alive and the history where she's murdered are both real right now.
What? No, it's impossible. We already opened the box. Open the door to the AV room and there's no body.
No, we haven't opened the box. We haven't found a body. But we haven't found her alive yet either. In other words, we haven't actually observed her. The hologram was a recording from before this game started.
The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting.
timeline now? Where was she waiting for us? Or what if she wasn't anywhere now? What if she was waiting for us in another timeline? Or maybe she was waiting for us in the past. Was that even possible? If she was... What does that mean? Oh, fuck you! Huh? What now? I knew what now? What? What? Oh no. There's even more. I guess we're going way into the past now. Huh? Ugh. Ow. Ow, ow. Damn it. My head's gonna explode. Wait. Where the hell am I?
No, this is one of the AB rooms.
Ah, who the hell are you? What the hell's an AB room?
Damn, I guess you did lose your memory after all.
Memory? Memory. I remember. You're Phi. She grinned.
Check your bracelet.
It's a red pair. BB is 3.
Mine's the same.
Maybe the beginning of the game? We go back to when we first woke up in the AB room?
No. I think we woke up a little earlier this time. Push
do you
the
know?
buttons on the side of your bracelet.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
We didn't wake up this long before the primary doors opened last time. I think we're about an hour early.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're right.
Akane might still be alive. We got back before Dio killed her, I think. Right.
Then
We're here for one reason.
stop her from getting
Exactly.
killed. Let's move.
Don't
Yeah,
need to
you're
tell
fast.
me twice. Let's go.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But... Oh, you cheeky fuck. Wait, I can still get there anyways. Ha! So... I need to remember the password for the safe. We figured it out for last time. So... No, that's the wrong password. We need the other one to get the key. Ah. Okay. I was worried that that might matter, even though it said I got all of them. Let me stop doing that. Sun, moon, moon. There it is. It's open. Good work. Hurry up, grab the cracker. Cracker? God damn, I meant key. What the hell? Just shut up and do it. God's sake, just do it right. No need to yell. Okay, good. Looks like that worked. Ready, Phi? What do you think? I know. I don't really ask you every time, alright? And right. I'm going. 10, 9, 8. No, 1, done. Hey, you pushed the button. Wipe me, you were taking too long. We're on a schedule here. Ugh. Finally, I climbed up through the hatch and out to the top of the AB room. It took us only a moment to spot them. Akane! Behind her was Dio. He was moving quickly and gently, a knife glittered in his right hand. Shit! There's no time to yell at her. I scrambled down to the top of the AB room. The spy was following me. When I looked back, she was standing on the roof. What the hell are you doing? Get down here and... Before I could finish, she moved. She ran across the roof and launched herself into the air. What the hell?
He's fine. Just unconscious.
Bent down with my fingers in front of his throat. He was still
I don't
breathing.
think he saw me. He probably has no idea what happened to him.
I went down like a sack
He
of
had
potatoes.
it coming.
I heard footsteps come and stop right in front of us. I looked up.
So you came. I've been waiting for you. You're here to hear the rest, right?
Wait a minute. What the hell is your deal? How can you be so calm? You know something just now, you...
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes. Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you saving me.
What?
Hold on. How do you know about being stabbed by Dio? Are you an Esper too?
Yes, indeed I am. I am able to jump through time, just like you.
What the hell were you thinking? You knew he was going to stab you. Why are you going to let him do it?
Because I had to. Think
What?
back. Why are you here? If I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested. I did explain, didn't I? The purpose of the AB project was to send the two of you to the past. Or your minds, at least. In order for that to happen, some death was necessary. When a human brain is faced with danger, its processing speed increases. Information is processed more quickly, and time almost seems to slow. A few seconds can feel like an eternity. Unfortunately, that in itself isn't enough to send oneself through time. The amplitude of the consciousness is simply too small. In order to increase the amplitude, we need to slow down the brain before the increase happens. It's a little like a slingshot. You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic energy. That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot. Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited. When the bullet of your consciousness is fired from the slingshot of your brain, it travels past the three-dimensional world and into the four-dimensional one. From that perspective, time is no longer fixed. In other words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like. Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cage. In order for that to happen, I had to infect you with Radical 6.
Well, what?
We're infected with Radical 6?
Yes. Don't you remember, Sigma? Luna should have told you about it in another timeline.
Are you sure? Infecting all of these people with such a horrible disease?
Every single one of you has been infected. Well, apart from Luna, of course. Unfortunately, it was necessary. We needed to slow your minds in order to store up your potential energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed. The result is what you are now experiencing. Your consciousness now occupies four-dimensional space-time. Even that, however, wasn't enough. You had the ability to travel, but your memories could easily be lost during the trip. If the project was to succeed, you had to be able to retain everything you learned in each reality. That was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability to remember improved. Eventually, you would be able to retain everything. That is why we made you play the A-B game. That was why you had to select different chromatic doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
I get it. I think I finally understand. Well, okay, there's a lot of things I don't understand. But all of what you just told me makes sense. You did all of this so that Fine and I could jump through four-dimensional space with our memories intact.
Yes.
Right? But why do you need us to do that? People have died for this. I mean, let's count how many different ways people have died. Murder, antimatter explosion, suicide. I've died. So has Fine. So have you. So why would you do all this? What does it matter if Fine I jump through
Haven't
time?
I told you? Death was unavoidable. You were all destined to die. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
I already know all that. What I'm asking you is why? What is so goddamn important that it's worth all this?
I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
What? Just when is eventually?
In a future not very far from now.
Bullshit. That's not good enough. What can you tell us now? Instead of answering, can I knelt down next to you and pick this lamp up off the floor?
I'm going to keep this with me.
Don't change the subject.
But it's almost time.
What are you talking about? We've got plenty of time.
No. In a few moments, you'll return to the original timeline.
What?
This is the way it has to be. Don't fight it. Logomorph.
Yes. Logomorph?
You call him Zero Jr. His official designation is Logomorph. Logomorph, this is an order. Unlock my bracelet.
Compliance.
Now, everything is in place. I have put the bracelet onto Dio. All we have to do is place his body in the 5th AB room, the second one from the right.
That's the one Quark is in, right?
Correct. I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the 3rd AB room. Once that's done, I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved state.
Why do you need to do all
To
that?
recreate the history that you remember. Your consciousness is about to leave your body and return to the future. Your body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in. If your bodies aren't back in the 3rd AB room by then, it would be bad.
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history again? Well, I guess this could actually be our 2nd or 3rd time.
You are exactly correct. Lastly, I'm going to leave this with you.
I was put something out of her pocket. There's a small key attached to a string.
I'll tie it onto your ankle so that you won't lose it. All right, Sigma?
What's it say on there?
Tu fui ego eris.
Oh, the
It's
tombstone.
Latin. It means, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be.
Yes.
What am I
It
supposed
will
to do with
help
it?
you meet someone who's very important.
What?
Go. Return to the future. You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you. Now hurry.
Wait, I still... Here's an add to the flow chart. Because of course the new one's added to the flow chart. Now it's jumping around really fucking nilly. Why is it finding the last one? Huh? Huh.
Oh, looks like you're awake.
Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but...
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
So we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
Look over at Fly and met her eyes. What happened just
You
now?
mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I remember all right.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
What am I? Top liver?
Back
Alice.
among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem, all in a day's work. Although I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit
Really
action.
grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Hey, I was talking for her. That was an awful
Not
crowd.
really my point.
Whatever. Forget about that. Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
It says 10? I have 10 VP?
I've got 15 BP? That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
Yes.
3 times?
Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time. But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally. And now all of us have enough to leave.
I was stunned. How would everyone cover it long enough to raise all our VP past 9? Was it because Akane had been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd be less suspicious of one another. Of course, the bonds have done something to do with that. Well, doing forces against Dio, and Fly and I have been able to disarm all of them. All of us have banded together against a common enemy and overcame a tremendous threat. Perhaps that has strengthened our bond. Which I had to admit would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio planned a bond that forces all to work together against him. That must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told death was on sacrifices?
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Wait. What about him? Some discussion we had to decide to leave Zio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She complained about wanting to take him back to her spirits, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after he escaped to deal with Dio then, she elected to comply.
Alright, let's get going.
Everybody ready? I'm gonna open.
Yes, just get on with it.
Everyone's small. Come on, no, I got a lever to pull it down.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
There. Alright, everybody, let's move. Didn't need to tell them twice. The room was clear loading everywhere. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We're in the center of the plate and turned around. Number 9 door still wide open.
1 0. The number 9 door is closing. The number 9 door has closed. This ends. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors.
Looks like we did it.
Yes, we should keep moving.
Oh, there's a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. The left is very familiar looking door. Put it open and went in.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep air outside and consequently the virus will be the inside. That means that if we want to get out, we have to decompress so we match the outside air pressure. This room is where you prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room. See all the chutes along the wall? I figure we need to put those on and head to the decompressor room downstairs.
Whoa! Hold on a minute. You're saying the air outside is full of that?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to that Kane, we're already infected with Radical 6. The whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did they?
No, that's not possible.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now. Let's go outside. There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
All right.
No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. Since we're all inside, the process began. Though my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes, waiting for the process to finish. At last I did, and we heard the door begin to open. That was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I had seen it before in another timeline. The others had it, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visors of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps on the radio. For a few long months we stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is. Look at the moon. It's red, right? That means today's the total lunar eclipse.
So?
Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was going to be on December 31st, 2028. So...
That's a little
Wait a
long,
minute.
though.
Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
I think so.
Wherever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was clearer than I'd ever seen it. And the stars? The sky was full of them. More stars than I've ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way. The most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive. Much bigger effect than I've ever seen. And as I watched it, a black spot began to move across the surface. It's hard to see details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, headed for the right edge. Oh, what's that?
Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
The moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too. And I agreed, like an idiot. And brought Quark with me. Just so I could see her. Such an idiot. So, that being the case, might as well start with this. I meant what I said before. That up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are you saying?
If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
That's Earth?
Yeah. It's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse. And again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
What? No, wait. If that's the Earth, when the hell are we?
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface. We were just inside a moon base. No way. No. You've got to be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah. That's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
Just picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Mona?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest, but...
Excuse me?
Please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Accelavir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6. It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed. If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration. Since the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example. Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters. It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground. On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds. I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense? So now we've established that on the moon, things fall 6 times slower than they do on Earth. That being the case, what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second. 4.9 seconds would feel like 2. But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us.
Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity?
Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back.
Huh?
You and Sigmund Phi said something about it in the lounge. About how you felt weird.
It's kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating. Like that?
Even the same, but what Luna said made sense. That explains why it's apparently superhuman strength quite well.
Wait, this is crazy. That can't possibly possibly be Earth out there? Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth, and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028. Today is January 27th. No.
No.
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
Then just what year is this?
It's 74.
And 74. No, that's insane. What do you mean we were abducted more than 45 years
I
ago?
don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
That's a long story.
I know, at least I know why root beer float's expensive. Fuck now.
About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the 13th, all 18 of them went up, all at the same time. The explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison or fire or asphyxiation or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that. After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good. On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors. Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened, but I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected, and when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate "if I die, you're coming with me" gesture, I suppose. I bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan, even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth. Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. The point is, it happened. You ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got. The explosion threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered, animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now. But there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There's no reason for Temioji to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. Had been more than 3 treatment pods then. It was 2074. But why? Why were we there? Why were we then? Oh, I get it. The plan is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousness back to 2024 and stop that whole damn disaster. That's the plan. So lost in thought, buried in those Phi's approach.
Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out.
When it popped up inside my helmet with Whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear.
I figured out why there's an extra E.
Extra E? Oh, you mean a graffiti?
The one on floor B. I think it's an anagram. Just like on floor A.
What's Anna saying? What's Anna saying?
God damn it, Sigma. Knock it off! Memento mori if the 9th lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get the man on the moon rules the infinite time. See? You need 6 E's to get that, so they stuck an extra one in 9th.
Man on the moon rules the infinite time?
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those 2 people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
So, where are you getting at?
My God, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you think you're going to send us back 4 to 5 years?
I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Temioji was talking about.
I think so.
That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we came from the same time period before it, actually. Why bring us here then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tu fui ego eris.
The grave. The one in the garden.
Well, come on. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
Turn back to the press exchange chamber. I was telling those behind.
What? What are you doing? Did you forget something?
I want to give a talk with somebody. You really need to spell it out? First behind all this.
I'll
What?
take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please. I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
I'm going to there. So am I. Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait, you're not... You're serious? What the hell is going on?
Ah, shut up. Just shut up and come if you want to. We don't need to do a roll call. Once we get there, Connie can explain everything. Then we head back through the airlock.
Ah, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course, but the door on floor B...
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it. And it looks like I was right.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah, the grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah, don't worry. I don't think she's buried in there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in the grave. Anyway, let's move. To the garden. be Gardena.
Is Akane really under here?
I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No. I don't think I'll do anything like that. See the keyhole in the grave? If I just insert this here, we'll keep my ankle fit into the hole. Twisted it to the right, and I heard it come down quick. Quiet grinning, the grave began to shift. Oh, groaning.
What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin.
Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
Screen on the glass and the cover crossed over, made no page. You couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
Got a whole lever inside of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1, defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once Stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right. Cold
What?
sleep. Most pods can put people in the cold sleep. Use something called CAS to freeze human bodies up and store
So,
their cells.
Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
I
And we
think so.
gotta wait till she melts?
Yeah.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered
What do you remember?
everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years,
Yes.
right?
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly. It's
What do you
true
mean?
that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we could store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life-or-death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course, more specifically, Los Angeles, California, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? And this is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat at mathematics, we were able to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, we headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio, his real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given 2 tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9, hence the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I proceed?
Don't want to check. We're all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save 2, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes, that's
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility. But I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma, in another timeline.
Yeah, well, I saw a hologram. Still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 is complete. TP00 unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. All of us gather around the pod. The glass was covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay, let's get started then. Ready?
I let her hand on the lever and locked around us. I swallow.
All right,
Time.
here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What? My head full of memories from other timelines. I see something like this before. The warehouse on floor B in front of the white door. Kay was laying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I would never figure out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen that I was injected with Kirikari, and that was the end of that. Wait, and the person in the pod was the same person I seen on the floor of the warehouse. Who was wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
Oh
Yes,
my god, you're...
I am.
Akane Kurashiki.
It's you! June! I mean, Akane, from... But you're old.
Yes, that's correct.
Who the
I
hell
haven't
is Zero
spoken
then?
to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
Akane, long time no see.
Right, I heard what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. I felt like all the air had been knocked out of me. That was all I could do, not flash right there. and then.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse? Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did, at least. I carried your bodies to the third AB room, and then took Dio's to the fifth. After that, I went into the first room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Did Dio kill you? Who took your body to sixth room? You couldn't have been
No,
Kay's armor.
it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? No, that's nuts.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of Soporel can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Me either. Total stranger.
Hey, come on, what are you guys saying? Right here. Same face?
Are you alright, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? Didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future from 45 years ago.
Look around frantically. A pond. I ran to it and threw myself down on my knees, crawling on the floor as I approached the edge. Horrors ran inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it. Struggle to take deep breaths and slowly appearing in the pond, looked over my reflection. What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb. Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
It's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering. No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
That means Sigma's a dick father.
His name is Kyle Klein. Your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the Nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
What would teach me great?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place. I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul, or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes in the past
Sigma,
person?
Do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes. Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making. A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on, if you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
That's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened. The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours
Correct.
ago.
That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A, December 25th, 2028, the day all this
Yes,
started.
his consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
Once that body reaches out, once it reaches point B, my 22-year-old conscious will come back to point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way, but look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path. With one exception.
Line here at point
Exactly.
E, right?
Point E is December 31st, 2028. The day of the total eclipse.
Earth is now
Yes. By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
The old version of me will keep referencing again now. I jumped into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028.
Yes, that is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction. And undo the horrors of the last 45 years. What is that?
This is the point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 29.
Yes, that's right.
But, look, I'm still old. When's it jump supposed to
Very
happen?
soon, yes. We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that, thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
How do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain. You haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Theo's knife? Let me see what words out of my mouth. Bye! Screaming out and leapt toward them. Akane was already in motion, knife driving towards Vi's chest. The knife was there. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There's a dull pain in my chest. Felt for a cup, but something was in the way. The moment I realized that was Akane's body laying on top of me. So I like to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. All written a few words in Latin. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. No, let me skip it. Don't make me watch it again. Fuck. Ah. Ah. Fuck me. Okay. First one's connected to the second one. Now the question is, will it in any way be related to the third? Including the trilogy, all fucking right. I wonder what will happen in it. How will this relate to it? Not a clue. Wish I could skip the credits though still. Oh well. Another new ending? How many are there? So I still haven't completely bit in it. So it makes me wonder how the hell a third one's gonna relate to all this. Fuck. Controller just died. Already did that. Headquarters.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
We want to stare at TV. Throw our stacks in the filling high room until, with a click, it disappeared too. Power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. You.
It looks like the first step was successful.
The fuck? You
Killed?
killed me? Yes, technically you're going to kill me 4 to 5 years ago,
Hey.
but still.
No need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
I'm okay?
Yes. You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and Phi?
Yes. I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump. Now, you know what happens next, right?
We go
Correct.
To the moon?
We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Oh, it's
Yes.
over, right? Well, the third one. Who's in
Phi.
there?
We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are, and she still is.
That means after you froze her, point C version will jump back
Yes.
in her body?
The point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years, sleeping in ice.
Then when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to
Correct.
point A, right? Oh, so that's why she didn't look home. So why don't you just stick me in one
We
of those
can't
pods?
do that. You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines. Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the 3rd AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out. And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
And then I change history? Do you really think I keep the virus from
You
getting
have
out?
to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? I don't get how 5 is.
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
So, what do
What
I
do you
need
mean?
to do? What's the guidance do I need to take? Why don't I jump to point A where we're going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Oh, crap.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait, how do you know
The
it's so dangerous?
67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did he...
That the test
say?
facility is full of traps. There was one point. A woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms and your right eye.
My arms and my right eye. What the hell? Suddenly a little rumble shook the building.
Go have a look.
Loose lights in the window appeared outside. On the horizon, I can see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly toward the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. Couldn't be a question. I had to change history. If we could save the world, I'm going to change history. I'm stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself I would succeed. Yeah, but you didn't. So you're just gonna be stuck in this fucking weird-ass time loop? End or beginning? That's the game. Oh, come the fuck on! God fucking damn it, there's even more. Still ain't done, folks. It's just gonna keep pulling us along. Jumping through time again. There's a limit how many years you can jump?
Where?
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle?
Yes, of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
First upright jumped off the bed and ran to the other side of the partition. First thing was covered with firm dirt. I worked out with my sleeve and was right back at me. There's no mistake. The reflection belonged to
Kyle Climb. So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero Senior's clone?
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
Good question. Why don't I quite know the answer to myself? I knew who Climb was. Another history we called K and wore a suit of armor. He had his worn armor in that history, though. He apparently wore it his whole life. Kyle was born and raised in a lunar installation which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane appeared as a mother figure and had been consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was that really Kyle Climb? Every time I looked in the mirror, I was in space. Split image of Sigma Climb in his younger days. I looked down. There was Dio still handcuffed. Turned back to Luna.
What day is today?
January 27th, 2074.
Today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. And she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
Why am I here?
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Klein, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
Yes, but how do you know that?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes, I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
What about the others?
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Oh, right! Mr. Klein!
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return them? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Klein now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened. Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did, or didn't do in the past, that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road. But about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what anybody would do? Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay. 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories, friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness even in a world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can Look, I'm just not going to accept that, all right? You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
Is he right?
No. It's not going to happen. We're here, right now. This is reality. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just going to disappear or something.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Bye, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
Well, no point saying anything to Dio.
Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too.
Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you.
You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline, after all. What about Sigma?
Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore.
Of course, he is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here. Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know?
And Akane?
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might not even be human anymore. But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not anywhere.
In the end, Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we're completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past. That part's easy to understand. But
Kinda sucks, though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028. They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, the fucked up part to that whole history thing is the butterfly effect. Altered timeline goes a different way. However you go back and change the past, one of those theories is that the one you came from still happens. It's still there. Another world, if you will.
But we don't. We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to...
Don't get us wrong.
Whoops.
We know why we had to be here.
Wherever the bikers are going, has the mouse in northwest, yeah.
Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed.
Yeah. Kind of with Junpei on this one, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, bad things happen, but they're part of what make our reality what it is. And our reality isn't complete shit.
But...
It's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest.
And not to mention, no matter which way you go about it, no matter you try to change time, disasters will happen. Bad things will happen. It'll never be perfect. Never completely happen.
We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
And there's nothing to say something bad don't fucking happen anyways, even if you do change Point E. Radical 6 may still pop up later. Reactors may still go off. For all you know, you're delaying the inevitable. Hard to say.
Are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now.
Also, I still hate fucking time jumping this goddamn bullshit. Fucking time travel and anything.
And what about our friends and families? We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
Oh shit, Light. Man, I miss him.
Even if it is for the greater good?
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Oh,
yeah, it's a little bit much.
So we went and talked to the old lady.
She told us that there is one way.
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
Oh.
That's ridiculous. It would create a paradox. How could you have 2 Clovers and 2 Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's
cat.
Oh, hey, Kyle. Figured you'd come here eventually.
Where's Dr. Klein? Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Sure.
Glad to see you. There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility. I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know, Phi should also know. I have instructed her to answer any questions anyone might have. Anyone other than Kyle, that is.
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Right, well, I guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just who are you, Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure. And I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman. I'm not a Brahmin or Kamen or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so...
Please don't dodge the question. About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct? Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep, you wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body. That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, frozen, until the time was right. Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out. Even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious, you were carried to the AB room. That was when your consciousness changed bodies again. A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out and sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility. Fortunately, your plan failed. The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you followed. Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from Point E, you headed straight to Point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the day that you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future. It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden. This caused the 2 versions of you to swap places. You moved 45 years into the future, where you woke up on the garden floor. That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you, only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about you got right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor. It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
And I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is the actual equation. Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared, which is the speed of light squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c squared is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1. Since that would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2. You see what I'm saying? In most situations, it works, even if it isn't technically correct. So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand. In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So is that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028. You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Yes.
What happened there? How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because it would change history. There is a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of Point E. In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear. You understand?
I don't. Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
I shall give you your answer. You are not Kyle Klein. Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not. Think about it. Do you really believe you are Kyle, or could you be someone else entirely?
Then, where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
He was thrown out when you entered. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th. 2028.
Oh, because Kyle and Sigma's eyes maybe are close enough genetically their minds can inhabit each other's?
His consciousness has gone into a body from that time. I doubt you know how much the doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is irreplaceable. Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind here? I know what I told the others, that Kyle was Dr. Klein's spare, but that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
And that is why he created him?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the doctor has achieved his objective. Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
There's one thing that troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching Point B from Point D. That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028. Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. What's going to happen to me? You telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system. As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are. Surely you must know by now, too. You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help. Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
There's no way I...
Yes, there is. You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be. If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality. Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine. Remember what I've told you. Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
Alternative end. Oh, is that because I got all the gold files? I bet it is. Please don't make there be yet another destination. I mean, I'm curious, but I want to stop the stream. I want to relax. I mean, the game's fun and all, and I like the story so far. Is that the end? We done everything? We done everything. No more to be done. Yes? Done? Done? Okay, done. Whew. It feels like my head's gonna explode. Wait. Give me just a second, curious.
Isn't that obvious? I'm plenty friendly. I said I'm plenty friendly.
Alright, that's the end of that. Goodbye and see you all next time.